Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I am your host, Brad Hughes, and today I'm joined by another one-third of the council, the man, the myth, the legend, Evan T. Boucher. Evan, what is going on, sir?
Adiga and good journey. I'm kind of sad not hearing DJ Rex in the background for me, or your amazing song that plays for you.
Yeah, any one of them. We don't have the soundboard with us today, and
No.
if you're watching this on YouTube, which you should go do, youtube.com/Jedi Talk, and hit subscribe, leave a like, comment on the episode as well. And
It's like the first time I've ever heard you say that, like sincerely.
Yeah,
not just you messing around, like you actually said it.
I try not to be that, like, make sure you obliterate that like button and
Smash it.
absolutely subscribe and beat the shit out of that bell notification.
There you go.
I don't like to be in that guy, but it does help. So please do that if you haven't already. But as you can tell, due to the lack of fart noises and nonsense, Tom Okery is not on the show tonight. He is currently in the hospital, and he's not, but he is at the hospital. If you listen to the show, you know why. He is actively becoming a dad. Shout outs to you. Congratulations, my friend.
Heck yeah.
But I did ask him earlier today to send me over his Ahsoka Tano episode 3 thoughts, which is what we're going to get into on the show today.
Nice.
Not a ton of news. We'll kind of touch on a few things. But before we get into that, Tom did offer up his spoiler-free thoughts on this episode. So why don't you go ahead and read that first one? I think I sent them in the right order. I may not have.
Well, I will find out momentarily.
Oh, look, Jack's back. Hi, buddy.
Maybe.
Did you didn't get it?
I have 2.
Yeah.
So
They're different.
Of course, he starts out
the same.
with, by the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Hey, it's Tom coming to you, not really live, at a nice hospital in Orlando, awaiting my daughter. I come bearing non-spoiler thoughts on Ahsoka Episode 3. I really did like this episode overall. It furthered a few stories and established a potential new one in the best way possible that didn't feel jammed. We have 8 episodes... We have 8 episodes to get a grand payoff. In Dave Filoni we trust. Now back to your regularly scheduled whatever Brad and Evan are fighting about this week. Sorry for the 4-hour episodes until I'm back, guys. It is what it is.
And then read the next one. You can just, after the second paragraph, you can just move on.
That's actually all I got.
The same. It's the same thing, but there's a different detail.
Oh, I can't read, so it's fine. Yeah, it'll be a longer show when we have stuff to talk about, but this one doesn't really give us much to talk about.
Read from the hello everyone. You'll see the detail that's changed.
Okay, I'm just gonna read it again here.
Just
by the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Hey, it's Tom coming to you, not really live at a nice hospital in Orlando after my daughter. Yeah, okay, after my daughter was just born. Nice.
Shouts out to our boy. He's a dad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tom and he says Courtney's name on Force Motherbox all the time. So shout out to Tom and Courtney. Congratulations, buddy. If you're listening to this is the second time we recorded this.
Without you, if we had you, this would have been flawless. But that's how we roll.
I should have left,
as you all know.
My phone is the one recording this. I should have not. I shouldn't. I mean, I'm bad at reading out loud, but Christ Almighty.
Yeah.
All right, so let's dig into this episode of Ahsoka, episode 3, which it's so weird that we're almost halfway done with the show already.
Right?
Like, it's so nuts. After next week, we'll be halfway through the show. So what were your spoiler-free thoughts going into this? Because I feel like we have the same thoughts.
Yeah, my spoiler-free thoughts is there's nothing to spoil.
There's one thing.
The coolest parts, in my opinion, the coolest parts, my favorite parts of the show were pretty much absent in this episode. It wasn't bad. It didn't, what I say before the show, it didn't offend me or any way. It's not like, I hate that episode. It's just, it happened. All right, there you go. Let's move on.
Dull moment in the show.
Yeah, like it's not terrible, but it's not as good as episode 2 or 1.
Yeah.
So
this is definitely my least favorite of the 3.
Yeah.
There was a few things I didn't like. We'll get into it when we start talking to the episode itself.
Yeah.
But I kind of marry you. Tom liked it. Obviously, you heard by the note that he sent. But I disagree with him. I think the show didn't push anything forward. I mean,
that's what you saw my face probably.
Yeah.
At least you did. But yeah, it was...
The only thing that it pushed forward was you got an answer about what the ring is, and
which we all assumed.
We assumed,
unless he meant some of the Sabine Ahsoka stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which kind of did further a little bit forward, but
I don't know. I felt like this episode was just such a dud. It was like the first episodes were so good, and then this one was just kind of like, and this one exists too.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about it when we get into the spoilers.
They could have just released this too on the first day, and it really wouldn't have affected anything.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I think I need to start watching Star Wars stuff in a different way and just enjoying the story, because I think I'm still like waiting for like that Luke moment where like you're not going to get that every season, you're not going to get that every show,
but
which
like,
is one of the reasons why I didn't like Andor, because nothing really happened. But
right.
like, it's not like they're wrong for not doing that. Like you can't do that every time.
Right.
So it's
but like,
it's tough though, because you want something to happen. We don't. I mean, we assume we're getting another season of this. I would assume.
Definitely, I think so. Definitely, but like, in terms of like, there was no Luke moment. Of course, like I've not really expected that, but I was expecting
I don't mean
like
something that bad. But I mean, like, just give me Thrawn.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
just
Like, I was
anything.
expecting them to get to the ring, and then they are gonna go. But
Yeah.
this episode was they got to the ring.
Yep.
And they got there.
It felt
and they
like
were
a
there,
very
and they were
Mando.
still there, and they got there.
Yeah,
They-
it felt like a very Mando, like middle season episode where you're like,
Yeah.
he's on a nice planet, and then now he goes and does the thing you were actually wanting to see this episode.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not bad by any stretch, but
No.
all right. So if you haven't watched it yet, what are you doing? If you haven't watched it yet, though, spoiler alert coming in 3, 2, 1. Now we're talking spoilers.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this episode because there was some cool stuff in this. Do you have like a breakdown of it, or should we pull it up on the TV?
I don't, but like you don't really need it. Like,
Okay.
there's only like 3 main things that happen, and they're all just kind of 3 scenes. It's only a 30-minute episode, so it's like
Yeah, that
10
was
minutes of
annoying,
this, 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of this, and that's the whole episode.
I guess we'll just jump around. One of my biggest complaint was some things look good in live action and that don't look good in animation, and vice versa.
Oh yeah,
Her walking spacewalk. I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated
Apparently,
that.
Thankfully, that we didn't watch it, but that was in the trailers apparently. So like,
Oh, was it
people
really?
knew that ahead of time.
Oh, so yeah.
So at least
didn't-
most people had time to like process it and be like, all right, like
the
it's one of
Purgle
those things that
things-
looks weird, you know?
Purgles look great.
Yeah, Purgles
The-
look
The
awesome.
more they keep showing them, the better. I'm so
Yeah.
glad they did that.
And you were 100% right. In episode 2, Balin does look up, or episode 1? I think it's episode 2. Balin looks up and he does see a Purgle.
Yeah, you can't
said
see it
that.
on the screen. Like it's just like a shadow or something of it. I don't know.
Yeah, you can see it though. So you were right. And then we finally got like a full-on reveal of like a whole pot of Purgles.
Yeah, it was cool.
So that was dope.
Excuse me.
But-
Diet Coke makes me burp.
It was just the fact too, like it was just goofy too. Her spacewalk because she had a suit that even covered her head, tails, and her everything. Her
It didn't
montrals
look Star
and
Warsy to me.
It was just goofy.
It just looked weird.
If it was in Clone Wars, I would have bought it. I'd be like, yeah, that checks out.
It reminded me of 2 things. It reminded me of the Visions episode where they're like doing the whole thing with in the space battle. You
That's
probably didn't see it.
I think that's one of the like 2 I watched because
And-
it had a few voice actors that I liked, and I was like,
Gotcha.
I'll give it a shot. And I was like, ooh.
And
that
the
was
other thing it
awful.
reminded me of, have you ever seen the concept art of Rey in the ship where she's like taking down an X-Wing? It's not Rey, but it's like it's a
Yeah.
female pilot or something, like
Yeah.
holding a lightsaber out. And maybe it is Rey. I don't remember what.
I don't know.
It's
when
in
this
one of
came
the
out,
art of
but
books. And she was like holding it down, like attacking, like I think it's a TIE fighter or maybe even a Star Destroyer with a lightsaber. It reminded me of that too.
Yeah.
But like the biggest surprise to me was how young Jason Syndulla is.
I know because we were texting, a few days before this episode in the group chat, all speculation about Marok, which definitely now I think he's just the 8th brother. It's
Yeah.
just that Inquisitor. But I was
Unless
like, dude.
it's a twist and it's Ezra. And he's been there the whole
But
time.
it's so weird because, like, why would Ezra be there, not with Thrawn? How did he get from Thrawn to there,
Maybe
and Thrawn
Thrawn-
is still there?
I don't know.
Ezra doesn't make sense to me. They could find a way to make it make sense. But in the group chat, I was like, hey, no one has said Jason Syndulla could be this Marok. No one has said it yet. And now I see why. Because I didn't realize he was, like, 6. Yeah. It does make sense now that I put, like, the timeline. Like, he
Yeah.
would be, like, 8. So, yeah. But I was like, he could be Jason. No, he definitely can't be Jason.
Yeah. I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to make him Force sensitive?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Because like in the Rebels epilogue, Sabine's kind of talking, and he's like, Jason was meant to fly like his mother, and then we all know about his father, or something like that. So it's like implied that he's going to be Force sensitive.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, before we saw him though, was one of my favorite, probably my favorite part of the episode was we saw how terrible the New Republic is,
The
and
worst.
how Mon Mothma, that it helps my Halcyon character even more. How she's like, yeah, nothing's gonna happen, we're fine, don't worry about it.
The hubris. Well,
And I'm
something
like,
you just destroyed.
Mon
and, like,
Mothma, why don't you keep the capital on our home planet of Chandrilla, and why don't you worry about Thrawn? But nope, she doesn't care. So justifies my Halcyon character. Love it.
I was thinking about this last night as I was watching this at the end, and they didn't reveal Thrawn again. They better
Mm.
make him a bad motherfucker.
I think they're gonna have to.
You've because like if you hype him up over an episode or 2, Okay. And then he comes up, he's still badass. But if you do, like, if we're going into episode 3, 4, 5, and he still isn't around, A, that's going to piss me off because I was hoping to get him this year.
Yeah.
But B, if you don't reveal the character to be as bad as you made, like badass as you made him up to be over the episodes, that's a problem too.
And the question is how, though? Because, like, they can't kill... I mean, I guess they could kill Ahsoka, but they're not going to kill Ahsoka.
They could kill anybody. And they could. My guess is Sabine bites the dust.
They could kill Mon Mothma.
That would be a...
No, because as long as it's after she moves the capital from Chandrila. So we would have to see that first, and then they could kill Mon Mothma. They don't kill Kaz's dad because he's alive in Resistance, so he can't.
Was he in the episode again?
Yeah, that was another
right?
part. He was next to Mon Mothma, and he got like the most lines of dialogue after her, and he was the same way. He was just as like wrong and bad as she was. And that was
worse.
perfectly with his character in Resistance.
Yep.
That I felt like that's probably the best translation out of Sabine and him so far, I think. I'm coming around on Hera. I think I said it in the group chat too.
Yeah.
Because I've watched episode 1 and 2 like 3 times now.
Oh,
and the more I watch it, I'm
like,
okay, that's Hera. Like I'm around on Hera. I'm still coming around on Sabine.
Hera's, to me, it's just the look. Like, I get it. Like, there is some, like, going to be some confidence that comes with, like, being a general that high up in the military. Right?
Yeah.
There's going to be some... what's the word I'm looking for? Some moxie, some hubris.
As the kids are calling it now, Riz.
Some Riz.
Have you heard that? Riz.
Yeah. Oh, Bentley's been saying it all the time.
Of course.
Like, dude, I was raising this girl. I'm like, you're 11.
Ooh. That sounds bad. I don't like the way that sounds.
It's gonna be. I know. It's gonna be a problem with him. I can tell. He's
got the Riz.
He's very much like his dad.
You got the Riz.
I got the Riz, bro.
We're not talking about pizza Rizzo.
I got the Rizzo, bro. But yeah, this episode just. It's like, what happened?
The opening scene was the best part.
We got a cool training montage with not a montage. It was more like a 10-minute scene.
Yeah, like a 10-minute scene.
Did you catch the New Hope reference? I sent it in the group
100%.
chat.
Yeah, that was.
With my blaster
that
down,
was not
how
even
can I
vague,
see?
like,
it was word for word.
I was shocked that it was a new helmet. It wasn't just like Luke's helmet again.
That would have been.
We see it in episode 9, so it's like, oh, they're just probably gonna have it with them. But
I was thinking with this. Do you think we're gonna get a Leia cameo at some point? Like maybe Hera still talks to Leia?
I think Mon Mothma is going to be the stand-in for
You think
her.
so?
Like, I think that's as close as we'll get. We might see Mon Mothma again, but I don't think they'll go Leia.
At what point, timeline-wise, does Leia go from being a senatorial candidate, or was she a senator? She was a senator, right?
Yeah.
And then
that's
they find
more
out
of a question for you because you've read Bloodlines.
Bloodlines. I don't remember what the timeline is.
That's next on my list. I'm finishing
Do you have
Rising Storm. No, I don't have it.
I have it out there.
I'm going to buy it still, but I'll use yours while I'm waiting for mine.
That's fine. It might be over there on that, but if not, it's in the garage. Help yourself.
Once I finish the Rising Storm, I'll come grab it.
Sounds good. Rising Storm's a good one.
We'll talk about it when I finish it.
I think. Maybe I'm thinking of a different
one.
one.
It's not as great as I think.
Is this the one where they had that like the
Epcot, basically Space Epcot?
Yeah, never mind. That's not
that
one of
one's
my
not
favorite ones.
that great.
That's one I didn't like.
Which is weird because I love Space Epcot and the original Epcot, but we'll talk about it when I finish.
And current Epcot.
Nah, I don't. I wish it would go the way of Space Epcot. Can we call the Nile? Can they come kill the Earth Epcot? Because they killed Space Epcot. I don't know, though. So this is before Bloodlines.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't remember. Well, it has to be because there's young. They talk about there's young Kylo or young Ben Solo.
Yeah, Ben hasn't even been born yet.
I thought he wasn't born yet at all?
Wait, no. Yeah, he is. He was born on the Battle of Jakku. Yeah. So he's like baby. He's only like a year or two older now.
So she could be a senator at this point. I need to see the timelines laid out.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that comes out, you forget what's exactly where.
Especially because like the prologue of Rebels we just saw got remade into this episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And the prologue of Rebels was like not right after Rebels. It was kind of after the original trilogy, but we don't know when it was after the original trilogy. But they do show Jason in that Rebels prologue, and he looks like he's like 7 or 8, like we just saw him in part 3. So
I don't think the timeline for Jason is right. It doesn't seem right.
Well, I would just assume that meant he was born after Kanan died, after the finale of Rebels. So the prologue is like 6-7 years after Rebels. So this current Ahsoka timeline is like 6-7 years after Rebels.
But it's not, though, is it? Because doesn't this
the original trilogy is only what, like 2 years old or 2 years long?
It's more than that, I think.
More than that? 3 maybe?
I think it's longer than that.
Well,
I think it's like 6 to 7 years.
Well, okay, then it's probably Jason's lifespan to this point.
Okay,
So he was born.
But then doesn't this take place 5 years after Return of the Jedi?
See, that's when it gets that's when it gets confusing.
Yeah,
because like compared to Mando, when does this take place?
But we assume that they've seen each other, right? Like they haven't.
I don't know
said
if this
anything.
is before Mando meets her or after Mando meets her. No one knows.
Yeah, we do know because she asked where Grand Admiral Thrawn is with the Night Sister. So they've already met.
True. Yeah,
they've already met.
Yeah. Okay.
They met in Mando.
So this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So maybe Jason
Look up
wasn't
how long
born.
in Star Wars canon. How long is the original trilogy? How many years is the original trilogy?
It's going to do the whole BBY stuff, and we have to do math. But
luckily, Holly's here to do math because I don't do math either. But while you're looking that up, this episode just was there were some cool things like you said and we said, but the training was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see Ahsoka. I'm still standing by. This doesn't feel like Ahsoka. To me, anyway. She looks like her, but there's just something about the portrayal in a long form where she's the focus. Am I off on this?
I think Rosario's not perfect, but pretty good. I think she's fine. Like, not fine. Fine makes it sound bad. I like Rosario. I
like her too. I just don't
know if the character at this point is good enough to carry a whole show. Especially like
That's true.
This episode when it was like basically just her and Sabine, who's also probably not as strong. But like when it's dealing with the other characters, like part 1 and 2, when it's got an awesome character like Baylan, an awesome character like Shin and Elsbeth and Marok, it's got a bunch of stuff going on. That's when it works. When it's just 2 people in a ship for 30 minutes, doesn't work. We need more.
That's a good point. What was I'm barely remembering this stuff because this was when the hurricane was happening, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'd had a few because I didn't think we were gonna have power the next day. What was the flight, the like flyover scene with the ships? What happened with that? There was something about that I remember being cool, and I don't remember what it was now. Wasn't there a ship? There was a ship battle.
Yeah, it was like a dogfight between Shin and Marok and 2 thugs versus Ahsoka and the T6.
But didn't something happen?
The spacewalk happened during that, which is
was that. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm remembering.
So I'm getting the OG is 4 years.
4 years. Okay. So this would be he'd be 9. So that actually is right. Because Rebels is right before Rogue One. Like any of Rebels is literally right before it. Mm-hmm. And that just is seamless into 4. And then 4 years plus 5 is 9. The kid's about 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. All right. I didn't commit that. So the biggest time period they've ever explored in Star Wars canon on screen was the prequels.
Yeah, which was the Clone Wars itself was 3 years, and that happened off screen.
Yeah.
So the prequels are what? Anakin goes from like 9 to 18. He's like the prequels are like 9 years long.
They got to do more in that time period between 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I say this all the time.
At least a book.
I say this all the time.
Something. Yeah.
We've talked about that.
We got a little bit in Tales of the Jedi. We got a little bit. Which was like before 1, into 1, before 2, kind of like in that weird little...
I want to go back and watch those.
I've watched the Dooku ones like 5 times.
The fucking Yaddle one is crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's nuts to me that they did that canon. That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on this episode? I mean, we're only
the
15
prequels
minutes.
are 9 years. Prequels are 9 years. Originals are 4 years. We just keep going smaller and smaller. And the sequels are like a year and a half max. Right?
No, it's longer than that because there's a gap in between of a year and a half from the Force.
8 and 9.
Yeah.
Because 7 and 8 are seconds back to back. But 8 and 9 is like a year or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a year and a half.
So it is like a year and a half. Yeah. Because isn't that wild?
Yeah. So maybe
they fucked up. I know we say this all the time, but they fucked up.
We love the sequels, but that's the problem. They should have been longer.
They should have been.
Maybe they can help it.
But now you just you shoehorn yourself into not having any content between those. Now we know they've never explored anything between 1 and 2 really, other than like a few small things here and there.
Yeah.
But now you can't have any content between 7 and 8 unless it's taking place at the same time, side by side.
Yeah, concurrently and whatnot.
Which I guess isn't really a problem, but
no,
it doesn't have any.
It'd be cool to see what's the first thing we see Kylo do in The Last Jedi? Break his helmet with Snoke.
No, is that the first thing? Oh my god, I haven't seen these movies in forever. I need to rewatch the sequels. It's been a while.
Yeah, it is because we see Captain Kennedy in the Dreadnought, and then
that's the whole thing with the Finn wakes up. Where's Rey?
Yeah, and then Rey's with Luke, and Luke's like, "Where's Han?" And then it cuts to Kylo, and Kylo smashes his helmet. So it'd be fun to see whatever Kylo did from.
It's like 30 minutes in before you get to Kylo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the movie's basically focused on him for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Him and Rey.
But like, I don't know.
fucking love
Maybe
that
it wouldn't be cool to see what he did from Starkiller Base to smashing his helmet because really nothing happened.
I would
But
love
I don't know.
a scene where he's just like walking through the Star Destroyer, and you get like his internal thoughts, and it's just like him thinking about what he did to his dad.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know why that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson, if you ever want to do a director's cut, I have some ideas.
Please do.
I have some ideas.
10-hour long Last Jedi. So I mean, yeah. Going back to Ahsoka. After the cool stuff with Kaz's dad, I forget his first name, but Xiono and Mon Mothma, that was awesome. And I think like we all knew it. We've never really talked about it or said it, but it's Chancellor Mon Mothma. She's Supreme Chancellor this time. Like that's cool to see that development, even though she's not a good Chancellor. But it's cool to see that because we see her in Rebels and Rogue One and literally like everything. And she's just senator. And then she's an ex-senator when she leaves because of Palpatine. And she has that cool speech in Rebels. And now she's just Supreme Chancellor. So that's kind of cool. I'd like to see the Senate. Like what's the new Senate look like? Because it's not on Coruscant now.
They got to go to Hosnian Prime. They got to show it
Well,
at
that's
least.
what they need to do is because, like I keep saying, the current Senate and everything, the capital of the galaxy is on Chandrilla, but you got to move it to Hosnian Prime, like you said, so we can see Hosnian Prime.
I'd love to see that.
Because that
We've been transition from Chandrilla to Hosnian Prime in the Hosnian system.
Just that, I would love to go see Chandrilla, but I'll take that too. Just the mention of we moved from Chandrilla to Hosnian, then go see Hosnian.
Here's a nerd thing that you might know, and I don't. That's why I'm asking. How close is Starkiller Base physically?
I don't know that. I need to know the map of the galaxy better. I'm starting to get a little better, especially now with this whole talk of a new galaxy. I'm trying to be like,
I
where
hate
are
it so
we?
much.
I do, but there's precedent for it. I was watching your favorite Clone Wars arc, the Mortis arc, yesterday, I think. And
See,
Obi-Wan
this is where I'm gonna shit on my own argument. I don't like it, so it shouldn't be canon. This is my version of that. No, I don't mind it being canon.
No, but
I just think it's dumb.
When they first get to Mortis, Obi-Wan says, I don't know where in the galaxy we are, or if we even are in our own galaxy anymore. So, like, they know and talk about other galaxies. And it happens in, I think, Attack of the Clones, maybe Revenge of the Sith. I don't know. It's Attack of the Clones, where Obi-Wan is, like, looking for stuff, and they talk about the Rishi Maze, which is another galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
And in Empire Strikes Back, at the end, when they're just staring out the window, they're looking at another galaxy. So there's precedent for it. It's just we never thought about it.
Explicitly like, hey, there's another galaxy over
and
there.
And we're going to go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
But I don't know the layout of the galaxy that well. I'm starting to understand which rim planets are in because there's the inner rim, the mid rim, and the outer rim. So like Batu's outer rim, Coruscant's inner rim. Like I'm starting to understand that kind of stuff more, but I need to get the maps book.
There's a cool. I was gonna say the maps book is really cool.
They used to sell it at Launch Bay, but
rest in peace.
I was gonna buy it one day, but it's gone.
So rest in peace. I think it's on Amazon.
Yeah, don't get a discount there though.
Yeah, but it's cheaper there, and it would be cheaper to buy it on Amazon anyway. Yeah, Amazon's way cheap.
All right, I'll do that.
There's stuff that like you still pay $5 more with your discount.
But then again, it's like the timelines book. I always hold myself back because I'm like, it's just going to change in 2 days. 6 weeks, so like, why am I getting? That's why I keep saying I'm sick of new planets. Just keep using the same 85 planets you have. Like we don't need new ones every day.
But I will say it was really cool to see. Oh, I remember what it was. They were shooting at Ahsoka. They like got shot down or something almost, and they landed in that forest.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find her, and he said she's in the forest. Go find her or something. And that's kind of
like they landed and they powered down the ship.
Yeah.
And Hu Yang.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Hu Yang was the standout this episode. He was great because he was like scanning the ship, and then like they shut him down, and he was like, they repowered him up, and he's like, "What did I miss?" And they're like, "We almost died," or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he was a standout.
I like his character. It's cool seeing him in live action.
Yeah, it was cool seeing his like lightsaber training.
Yeah, that was cool.
His little General Grievous.
He's
mode.
still talking shit.
Yeah, that too. And it was cool though because like he's got this like hollow projection of blades.
Yeah.
And then at the end you can see where the traces of the blades. Yeah, so like that's a cool technology.
That was really cool. I forgot about that, but that's really, really cool.
That was cool.
I was going to talk about the forest. Like this is the argument that I like stuff like this. The visual side of it is my argument that I like new planets and stuff because it just keeps expanding the universe. You can have these stories that take place. Blah,
that's
blah,
fair,
blah.
but do that like when you need new stuff, like when you're out of ideas or something.
Like this reminded me of like a forest crate or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
Red and the dark.
It's in cool. Little octos. It's like a cliffside that goes to a big ocean.
The red leaves on those trees were gorgeous. Yeah, it was cool.
Which it was in the trailer, so we know we're getting a Baylan and Ahsoka fight in that forest.
Oh, really?
Or no, they're near the map. Ahsoka is fighting Baylan near the map. It's Sabine and Shin that are going to fight in the forest.
Okay.
So that could be next week. It
could be.
Hopefully it's 4 or 5. This shouldn't be episode 8 when we're getting that fight. Episode 8, we got to be like well past that at that point.
I would hope.
Yeah. We've seen Thrawn in the trailers, but hopefully it's not they get to him in episode 8 and he's there and he's just like, I'm back, and then black. Like, hopefully it's not that to end. We need him before the end.
Yeah, he's the threat of the first season. You can't not have him at all.
You can treat him like, well,
Vader.
I don't know. You can treat him like Vader or even...
I'm okay with that, but like, don't reveal him at the end and be like, and next season on Ahsoka.
It worked with Gideon, though. For. Gideon was in what? Chapter 7? Was the first time we saw him?
No.
Or 6?
Difference with Gideon is he's not an established character at that point in the story.
That's fair.
Thrawn, you've had seasons of TV to like attach and books and stuff.
Books, yeah, and this was like the justification of the series.
Yeah.
Aside from people loving Ahsoka, rightfully so, but like the other reason was like
bad.
Thrawn's coming. Like you need to see this Thrawn.
Honestly, the Thrawn thing makes me more excited than getting a live action Ahsoka series.
Because we've got a ton of Ahsoka content,
Thrawn's
and she's awesome.
gangster.
But we've got like nothing of Thrawn.
Yeah.
So how do you introduce him though? Like,
I don't know. I was thinking about this today. I think what they're gonna just do is the episode you mentioned. I'm just putting this together now because I didn't know this, but the episode next week should start with them having that, like them finding the Ahsoka ship.
Yeah, it better be the first 5 minutes. As they find them, and then the fights happen.
They wound Sabine or something, or she gets put, and they blast off, and with the ship ring, boom, and then it ends up with them going and grabbing Thrawn and be like, "We got the thing you needed." Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you very much.
I want to know, like, how.
I can't wait to see him. I cannot fucking wait to see him.
I don't know how, like, Ahsoka and Sabine are going to get there. Are they going to get there
tracking
on their own, like, ship on the T6, or are they going to get captured and for some reason taken with them? I don't know.
That would be more interesting.
Yeah, because that's probably what's going to happen. Because Baylan doesn't want to kill him. Baylan said like it's gonna be a shame to kill her,
but he didn't say he wouldn't do it though. He was like, "Yeah, it sucked to do it."
But he might capture her at first and try to justify it to Elsbeth and like not want to kill them. That's why I love that dude. And we only had 30 seconds of him this episode.
He's a great character.
That's the letdown.
I'm so sad he passed away.
Yeah. I've never seen him in anything until now, but
yeah, he's like an established actor. I bet
he
is. He's probably one of those people. If you go back and watch stuff, like, oh, there he is. He's
maybe. But I love his character, like his costume design too. I'm very modeling one of my Halcyon costumes after his costume.
How long until you go in the Halcyon? How many more days?
Like 30?
Oh,
29?
Into September, right?
Yeah, less than a month. But I love his costume. Yeah, dude.
Are you excited?
Yeah, that's a good term. I'm going to use that. Excited. But yeah, like hopefully, like you said, they do some Hosnian Prime and Chandrilla stuff to help justify that. But maybe a way they can like kind of space out the sequel trilogy in terms of years. It's like maybe we see the First Order. Like they're not legit yet because their like statement to the galaxy is in Episode 7 when they blow up Hosnian Prime. But like maybe they exist unofficially before that, and instead of calling them Imperial Remnants, we finally get a name drop of First Order or something that could help expand the sequel timeline. Yeah, I feel like
I'm with you. I think that has to happen
because we've already got the New Republic.
Yep.
So their presence in the sequels. So technically, I guess the sequel timeline is kind of expanded, just not sequel movies.
Yeah, just not the characters and stuff that the events take place. But the more we unpack it, the more I'm like, okay, there is a lot of. But like my thing is like if we're again, next week we'll be halfway through the show.
That's what I'm saying.
We shouldn't have a filler episode at episode 3. And I don't even mean filler as in like it definitely introduced a few new things and like expanded on some stuff, but it didn't move it forward the way I was hoping to.
It advanced the side plot of Ahsoka Sabine training.
Yeah.
But
past that it did nothing for me.
Past that it was just
somewhere Tom's screaming under his breath because his daughter's asleep.
Right. But like they could have just got to the hyperspace ring in 5 minutes and then had 30 more minutes of episode to do something.
Yeah.
But instead they spent 20 minutes of getting to the hyperspace ring.
Yeah.
It's like just get there and then do something.
But that goes against your argument. Show
them getting there and that's it. Instead of showing them getting there for 20 minutes, show them getting there for 5.
Speed it up, baby. I'm with you.
They didn't really know they were coming. But I think the hyperspace ring like picked them up on their scanners. So like they did find out they were there. So they sent out fighters. But like that whole dogfight could have ended at the dogfight. We didn't need the spacewalk. That's where you cut time. Like, we love The Force Awakens, but cut the Rathars, you know? Yeah. Just find something to cut. Cut the spacewalk, and then you could use that extra 10 minutes to do whatever you want to do.
I've only seen the Rathar scene like 3 times in total.
Yeah, just skip it every time.
I always skip it. And even when I would go see the movies, I would like go get a refill of popcorn.
You'd be like, hey,
go to the bathroom.
Fast forward. Hey.
Hey, you.
You in the booth.
Yeah, all right. Good conversation there, I think, with Ahsoka. You know, I think
snuck into the booth and just cut the film strip, spliced it. People were looking around like, what happened? Where'd Han Solo come from?
Where'd he go? Chewie, we're home, and then it's just them blasting off with the thing hanging off. You're like, what the hell's that thing on the front of the Falcon? All right, what else we got? Yesterday was a big day.
Big day. Big Batuan day.
Did you go?
Oh, of course I went.
In the hurricane?
It actually didn't even rain. And like I for once I wanted it to, because Taylor and I both were like, it's going to rain. Let's not dress up. So we didn't dress up.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it would have been a great night to dress up. The weather was beautiful. There was no crowds because they thought a hurricane was coming.
I was at home, but I got freaked out with this one. I don't usually get freaked out. Though. I don't get freaked out by hurricanes, though.
I never do. Because I'm like, nothing happens.
They always miss it. But this time they were going like, this one, the thing that freaked me out was it was like very quickly escalating.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, even if it hits at a 3 or a 4, we were close enough to the projection that we would get hit at like a 2.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Right. But to go from 2 to 4, possibly 3, like that's still a big jump.
Yeah. So I was up late last night waiting I was sitting on the patio smoking a cigar, waiting for the storm to come. And it just never did. And I was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. Like,
right.
I anticipated us not having power. Like I was ready to go, but nothing. Thank God we're all safe.
Yeah. So I went in the morning because it was my day off. Taylor was at work, so she didn't go. So I went in the morning, and it was kind of nice. Not a lot of crowds, but like obviously the guests don't know because they're, you know.
Did you wear your opening day shirt?
But of course, that's my tradition. I wear it every August 29th.
I gotta find mine. I have it somewhere.
You got it in there somewhere.
It's here somewhere. Yeah. I wouldn't get rid of that.
No,
I did sell a Splash Mountain shirt the other day, though.
Whoa. Yeah. You still have another one, though?
Nope.
Like,
I don't. Wow. I didn't like the shirt that I had. Holly got it for me one time when we got soaked on the ride. And it was one of those, you know those Hanes, like, beefy tees, what they're called?
Yeah.
Those thick ones with those thick-ass collars.
You're never going to wear that here.
I hate it. I never wore it.
I've never seen you wear it.
Yeah, no. I never wore it once after that.
I have 3 Splash Mountain pins. And, like, if I ever need to sell stuff, I'll sell 2 of them.
Yeah, I sold... When they announced, I was just getting rid of my Funko Pops because I had too many of them. I had the Splash Mountain one of those. I sold that.
Oh, dang.
A couple $100.
Yeah.
Cash money.
You got to have at least one thing Splash.
I got pens and the pennies and stuff.
Okay. I got pennies, too.
I love Splash, but, like, it was never a ride. Like, to me, Haunted Mansion's, like, got incredible merch. Like, I don't know if you saw over there on the Tiki mug. We got the one from Disneyland.
Yeah, I
saw it.
And Disneyland's getting more Haunted Mansion stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Look at that.
I didn't look at the concept art, but I saw the headline.
Yeah, that's about all I did, too. Because I'm like, it doesn't
not
really
giving that guy
me.
a click.
No. But 2, though, like that in turn 4, like.
Was there anything special going on?
No, I didn't think there would be. But only a handful of cast members even knew. Like,
maybe
I brought
next
it
year.
Up to a few.
Next year's
the 5th. They'll do something for the 5th. I'll just take a 5th year pin, 5th year shirt, whatever. Like, even for Pandora. They did a 5th year one for Pandora, and I bought the pin, I bought the shirt.
They got to do something.
And I don't love Pandora anywhere near as much as I love Galaxy's Edge.
Excuse me again.
Obviously. But
I think I'm allergic to Evan.
So I watched right? Not a bad thing to be allergic to. I watched the First Order Lieutenant thing with Kylo, and that was great. The Lieutenant called me by name a few times. It's on my YouTube channel. I put yesterday's video up.
Just from recognizing you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, Evan. And I was like, I forget what he said, but he was just like, what do you think of the First Order bringing really stability? Cool. He would have said Avant.
Clip it. And I'm gonna clip. I don't know why I said it to you. I clip it.
Yeah.
I'm going to clip it and say to him, it's Avant Varric to you.
Yeah, well, I was wearing a T-shirt. No, I was wearing a T-shirt. If I was in my costume, which I was going to wear, but I didn't because I thought it was going to hurricane, but it didn't. So then I left after the day because it was those bright suns. They be hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, it was real hot.
Look at the weird color outside. It's like green out. That's weird. Is that
might be the end of the world.
It might be.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're just doing a podcast, and then meanwhile a nuke just
That's
hit.
how I want to go out. Oppenheimer 2. Oppenheimer talk.
I saw Oppenheimer. It was long.
Yeah. So I went home, and then I was going to change, but I didn't because we planned for a hurricane, but Taylor came with me, and we went basically straight to Oga's, and stormtroopers come into Oga's now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like they came up to our table. We had it was funny. I didn't.
Stormtroopers like, Evan.
I was like, oh no. I didn't request this table at all. I got the exact same table that I got for my first Oga's
No,
visit with
really?
you. The one
Really?
at 9 a.m. on opening day.
Oh, that's cool.
That
I don't
table.
remember which one it was.
Oh, I'll never forget.
Which one was it?
Like if you're looking at Rex,
Uh-huh.
it's the one like slightly to the left. Like
Okay.
that one.
Yeah.
Kevin was with that
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Kevin was
okay.
there. You and me and Kevin.
You don't do horror night stuff, right?
Oh no.
You wouldn't go
I
at
tried
all?
a house when they did their COVID house.
Oh,
When
you
it was
did?
Like,
And it was not
it
for
was
you?
no, I couldn't do it.
Reason I was asking is because Kevin hit me up about it.
Nice.
And, I'm going to go. We were going to get tickets anyway, but I'm making a point to go with him for reasons.
Yeah, of course.
I'll
As
talk to
you
you
should.
after. But I just didn't know if you'd be.
Y'all want to get
down.
dinner at City Walk or something? I'll
Okay.
meet you there. I just won't go in the
I understand.
scary stuff.
I understand. I didn't know because I remember you saying you went to that. I didn't know if your thoughts had changed on it.
I
Did you-
use this
did you-
loosely. I manned up and gave it a try.
Did you
like,
try it with earplugs in? Because that's what
No.
Holly has to do. Because it's too loud. Is it the
the
loudness?
noise doesn't bother me.
It's
I
just
just
the
don't
freakiness
like.
of it?
I just don't have like. It's not fun for me to be scared.
Gotcha.
Like
No,
scared to me is
hey,
a
man.
bad thing. That means something's got to happen. Like, so for me, scared isn't fun.
I like controlled fear, like stuff like that.
That makes sense. I get that.
I actually found out. You know that I love the Saw movies, right?
Yeah, I don't
love-
understand that.
I love them, and
Ugh,
we
ugh.
found out the other day that there is a Saw escape room that's like full on, like the Galaxy's Edge of like
Ew. Where's it at?
Vegas.
Okay, that checks out.
And the rumor is that Holly's company, I'm like very burpy today. Holly's company for their holiday party is going to be out in Vegas. So
Dang.
know I'm going. To
There
do
you go.
that,
Is there any
100%.
vlogs of it? Like, if there is, have you watched them? Are you gonna watch them? Or
I saw like a preview on YouTube, but I don't want to see how you beat anything.
No,
I want to go into it.
we got to cut your foot off. That's
You
what you got to
do,
do, and
yeah.
then eat it.
They don't eat it in the Saw movie.
And then once
Have
it
you ever
comes
seen
back
any of
out, once it comes out of you, you got to eat it again.
So that's not scary. It's just gory.
Yeah, that's I hate it. I can't.
don't
do,
like that either?
Blood
Okay.
and gore and
Saw movies are fun, man.
Ugh.
Are they all good? Absolutely not. But the new one's coming out, and I'm excited.
well, that's good
Just
for
a few weeks
Universal
away.
because like they announced they're building a full-time scary thing there.
Yeah.
Scary thing. Seems
They-
very official. And there's already precedent for it in Vegas. So there you
They
go.
did a Saw house a few years ago.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Dang, you missed out.
I know.
Man.
I watched it on. They did one at Universal Hollywood and here, and they both looked cool. But like one of them was like you're kind of walking through like the greatest hits. Even the way like a dark ride is like you ride the movie.
Yeah.
Kind of. It was the same kind of thing. But they had some very convincing effects.
See now, like if I know they do these, but if I could do them, the like lights on tours,
Yeah, they
I
do
would do
that.
it because I like to see how I love immersive sets.
Well, see, like
and,
maybe that's
real
something we could
things
do.
to do. Like I
Maybe
love
that's something we
seeing
could do
how
with
it's built.
Kevin then, because they do that. I mean, it costs
Right.
extra, but you.
Right.
I mean, I would rather you do it that way so you could enjoy it and still,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
I love it being in immersive
Yeah.
settings and full built sets. And
I know
love
it
that
sounds
kind of
weird,
stuff.
but
Like,
some of those houses are just beautiful.
yeah, no, they are.
They're gorgeous.
And
The
half
set
the
design.
details you can't see because it's pitch black and you're running and your
Yeah.
head's down and like so.
I'm
yeah.
going with him to one of them in Tampa. I forget what the theme park is. Shout out to Kevin.
Busch Gardens.
Yes.
Yeah,
Their Scream event or whatever
noise.
at the end of the month. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere this weekend, by the way. So if you're around, let's chill.
I am around.
I was supposed to be going up to St. Mary's, Georgia, for
Oh, dang.
the liquor store opening, but they pushed it back. I think maybe due to
So
the
you're still
hurricane.
going. It just moved.
Yeah, it's moved to end of October, so we're
Nice.
just going to fit it in with our trip going up there anyway. So it actually works out.
Nice.
But yeah, man.
So like when the troopers came into Oga's though, it didn't really come out on my video because I think people are like talking over it. But there's a record scratch, like a literal record scratch. And Rex like turned and looked, and he was like, "Oh, hey, fellas,
So
come on in."
They're incorporating that too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he
That's
was like,
cool.
"Come on in, fellas," and then he's like, "And this next song was," and he just like goes on like, nothing to
Dude,
see here.
That's cool. How
Yeah.
do they time that? Is it just a? Do you have any insight?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hmm.
They might have to talk off camera.
Maybe. But, so that was cool, and then like the the bar was like half full. So like
Yeah, it was.
they were there for like maybe 10 minutes, and I took a holo scan with them, and then when we walked out, I don't think this is like a normal thing. That's gonna be a thing because we're not cool like Disneyland. But 8:00 at night, I walk out of Oga's, and Kylo Ren is out there. I was like,
What?
yeah. I was like, it's past 5:00. What are you doing?
That's cool.
Yeah. So that I
Just
don't
walking
think
in
it's
front of
gonna be
Oga's?
Yeah, he was roaming with 2 stormtroopers just walking
In
by.
front of the Falcon? I thought he wasn't allowed to see the Falcon.
No, he can go there. He's been going there all 4 years.
Han Solo?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
he died.
one of his lines is like, I don't care why the Millennium Falcon is here. I just want to know who, or he's like, I don't care who
Where's
brought it
the
here. I
girl?
just want to know why it's here or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But he's okay to see it. But so he's,
I thought initially they didn't want him seeing it.
I think maybe that was like kind of a
A
concern,
rumor.
but they kind of gave up because it's like, well, then he only has 10 feet to walk in. So what do we do?
Also, why can't you be like, hey, do you see the Millennium Falcon over there?
That too, guests would just be like, walk over there, it's there.
I'm not allowed to go that way.
Reasons.
It's for canon reasons.
Or if he just says like PTSD, he brings that you could make it canon and be like, I can't bring myself.
That's the best deleted scene of all time.
Dude, it'd be awesome to see him go into one of the cockpits in Galaxy's Edge. If they ever do like a Star Wars ticketed night event, like $200.
I don't know why they haven't done that yet.
Right there.
I don't know why they haven't done it yet.
No
I would
idea.
go 100%.
Yeah. You can put all the non-canon stuff outside of Batuu. And then do all
Would
the-
you be cool with that?
100%.
Yeah, just not.
I'm okay
not
if they
during-
bring Star Wars Weekends back because it's not in Galaxy's Edge. You can have your weird dance party in the front. What's it called? Business in the back, party in the front.
business
you know?
up front, party in the back.
Yeah, just flip. Keep the canon stuff in the back. Keep the silly stuff
He
in
wants
the
a
front.
Star Wars mullet.
Yeah.
In reverse.
Yeah, where the hair hangs over my face.
A revollet.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I'd love that, though.
Yeah,
But
I don't. I
At the
wish
very
I'd
least,
have
do
gone.
a Star Wars night.
I wish I'd have gone to see.
I never went. I wish I
never did either.
Taylor loved it.
God, I never got to go do it. I've told you the story before. I was like, next year I'm taking Bentley. He'll be old
Yeah.
enough. He'll be like 4 or 5. He'll have fun, and then they're like, yep, this is the last one. I was like,
That's
fine.
probably what's played into your, one of the many things that's played into your Disney, not theory, but Disney like mindset of do it. Like do it now when
Yep.
it's brand new before they
100%,
get rid of it.
100%. And
Yeah.
like
Everything's played into that
I-
in the past 10, 15 years.
that happened, and then the last time I was at Epcot before, like way before I moved here, it was like it may have been like my first trip back. It was the coldest I've ever been to this day. Still in Florida, it was freezing.
Even
cold.
colder than like Rise.
Oh, dude,
the
it was
opening of
crazy.
Rise, we all had hats and gloves
Well,
and
this
coats.
was worse because I wasn't prepared.
Oh,
I was in
okay.
shorts. I had to go buy
Ooh.
I had to buy shorts and like short sleeve t-shirts and flip flops and
Yikes.
like I remember the water, like just the wind coming off the water
Ugh.
of the World Showcase Lagoon.
You didn't have the tacos to block it.
No, they're gone now. Rest in peace to the tacos.
Yeah.
But I ended up having to buy like a sweatshirt, and then at one point we had gotten off Soarin' or something in that area, and I was like, I'm gonna go ride Maelstrom. It was a 5-minute wait, and I just was like, I'm too cold. I don't want to walk back there. And
Dang. Like I don't love
three-
Maelstrom, but still.
3
dang.
weeks later, it closed.
Man. Like I don't love it, but I will.
So
I'm,
do it.
yeah.
Just do it.
Do it.
Shia LaBeouf.
Do it. What else we got to talk about? Did you see the figures that got released?
Not really.
The pre-orders
they,
for the Black Series ones.
Oh yeah,
Black
they
Series
haven't.
Chopper.
Yeah, and there's no Shin or Balin. I'm like,
I know.
what are we doing, guys?
Well-
Shin and Balin.
Well, this
Like,
is just so they can repack it. These are just repacks.
yeah, 100%. They've already made Ahsoka. They've already made Chopper.
Yeah.
They've already made Ezra. Like,
Yep. So
I just smacked my
did you?
mouth
I
on
was.
the microphone.
I couldn't tell that's
hope
what you
they saw
did.
it.
I didn't want to call you out. I
No,
thought
you
that's what you
should've.
did.
You totally should have.
I didn't know if it was just like your mustache or something. It was like
No,
I caught it out of the corner of my eye.
No, yeah, I'm that stupid. But I'm also that aggressive about. I want Balin and Shin.
Have we talked about
want
how
that.
much the Doc Ondar Black Series figure is?
No, but I bought it and didn't even bat an eye. But it's like
I put
50.
it back. It was like 45.
Yeah, it's like
what the
yeah,
fuck?
you get discounts, but I was like, hey, I got to. It's Doc. It's
Did
my
you
boy
open
Doc.
it?
No.
I
want to get another one to open.
see. That's how I
but-
feel. But I don't want to spend $80 on a figure.
No,
Like,
you don't
I
love
just-
Doc that much.
I do, but like that's a lot, man.
Yeah, that's why I haven't bought the second.
I might
one.
wait
It's
till
like,
someone gets a very steep discount
Yeah,
at some point.
we know
Somebody
some
I know.
people.
I know a guy, so that would be good
Mhm.
if I could.
I think they're a they.
Oh, that's true. I don't want to misgender.
Yeah.
They get a discount.
Yeah.
They. It's one
He's the
person.
second Black Series, right, from Edge. I'm not counting Cardinal because Cardinal's not in Edge. He's
yes,
in a
there's-
book he's in Edge, but not.
There's like a rocket trooper or something that makes no sense.
It was a Snow Trooper, right, from Solo, or Mountain Trooper.
No, I think it's
Mountain Trooper.
Mountain Trooper. I have it. I own it.
And I guess technically Hux, but like Hux is from the movies. He's not from
it's
Edge.
not from. It's
So it was DJ Rex was the first one, and now Doc. Those
But-
are like the two.
but he's
Edge.
not in Galaxy's Edge packaging because there was that exclusive like Galaxy's Edge packaging. You know
for
what I'm talking-
Hux.
No, for the trooper. It was like straight from
Oh,
Batu.
yeah,
You know what I'm
okay.
talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't buy that one.
I have that one. I wonder what he
Hmm.
goes for. Because I
Probably
didn't
not
see,
much.
I didn't see him very long.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone really cares. Like,
eBay it.
I don't even care about it. Like,
Oh, I do.
and that's how much.
It's one of
you
some of
know,
the original Galaxy's Edge merch. I have the original
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge shirt. I have the original Galaxy's Edge hat.
Yeah.
That I bought in like 2017 or something.
we need Oga and we need Zabaka and like we need all of them now in Black Series.
You know what I really need from Oga's? I need them to get another new mug. It's been way too long.
Yeah.
I know they updated the Yub
yeah,
nub.
yes and no. Yeah.
That's just an updated version. I need a
Yeah,
new one. I
like
want
a new.
a
Yeah,
new
not version 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want like a new drink with a new mug.
Yep. I want
Or
a new
just give us a
drink.
mug
Just
for
give me a
the
mug
for the fuzzy
the-
tauntaun or something.
That would be a cool move.
An actual
like
tauntaun.
a porcelain
like,
tauntaun.
yeah, oh,
that would be sick.
I'd pay.
That looked like it was carved out of wood.
I'm not gonna say how much I'd pay, but or it comes with a
Don't tell Bob Iger how
lightsaber.
much
It
you
comes with a
say.
lightsaber, and you have to cut it open.
That'd be cool.
Take our money right now.
Lightsaber spoon.
Yes. And
You
it has
drink
like,
out of his stomach.
I don't do Jello, but it has like Jello on top. So even I would have to do it once, and I don't like Jello. You have to like eat the Jello off.
Have you had the Oga's? I mean, I'm sure you have.
No, I haven't because I don't like Jello.
Oh man.
Oga's obsession.
I'm not a
I
big
hate
Jello
Jell-O.
person either, but it's good. It's the consistency for me. It's like I feel like
I've
I'm
never had the
eating-
Rancor flight, which because I've heard it's
Oh.
not good.
No, Holly's a beer drinker and hates it.
Yeah, so like I'm not a beer drinker, so
Yeah.
no, I'm
I don't
okay.
even own the Rancor set.
Me neither. You think of all the people on the planet, we would, but
I know.
no.
We might have to do that just to
Maybe.
have it. Maybe
Yeah.
we go halvesies on it, and
If we hear it's going away,
we can
honestly,
do like custody like a child, nights and weekends for one of us.
yeah. Well, there's what 4 cups or 3?
It's 4.
4. Okay,
Yeah.
so you just get 2.
I think it's
2,
4.
and we'll cut the table in half. No,
Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4.
I think
right?
it's 4.
Yeah, that thing is huge. It's like this
Yeah.
long.
that shows you how much we don't care, which is shocking. Out of all the people on the planet,
I'm also not a beer person, so like
Yeah.
it makes sense. I'm not sure if I've ever ordered beer at a bar.
I haven't.
I don't think I ever have.
No,
Now, like a bar and grill where I'm eating wings and stuff. That
That
but
kind
I'm
of bar,
Going
yeah.
out to a bar to like a place to drink. I don't think I've ever.
I've done it on like quarter beer nights, but just because it was a quarter,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff.
Huh? I don't think
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever have.
Thinking's hard, but they did
It
give
is hard.
out for some reason not the like Chandrila Starline coasters from the ship, but the ones you get to scan for your Batu missions. They were using those as coasters.
No
at Oga's.
way! I saw that picture. Now.
Yeah.
I forgot you told me that.
It's not like I took them, which I do. I've been known to carry themed coasters. That was a joke we had recently, and it wasn't a joke. I did bring themed coasters, but I didn't bring these with me. They just gave them to me, and I was like, I'm not going to ask if this is a mistake. I'm going to slip this in my bag.
That's
'cause-
hilarious. Yeah, don't bring attention to it.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
at all. And I looked around, and not every table was getting coasters.
No way. Somebody must have known.
But the only coasters they were giving out were those
Oh,
coasters.
okay.
So I'm like, are we out of the normal ones?
That's
is this
funny.
just going through the supply we have left because it's closing? I
Yeah,
don't know what's
probably.
happening. So
if you go back, I'd like an extra 1 or 2. If you go back
I
between now and
might
then.
go back one more time
Okay.
between now and then. But I've got like,
I don't see myself going to Oga's for a while.
I don't blame you.
I
I've got like
got
7 or
everything.
8 now of those
got
coasters.
everything. You know, I got
Yeah.
everything I want from it.
Yeah.
I can make.
Well,
better
you got to
drinks
see
at
the
home.
troopers come in now. You got to see that.
That's true.
It's
I do need
dope.
to go see that at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll drag Tom out once he's ready.
Oh yeah.
Once they are a little further down the road, we'll drag him out and be like, "Come on, let's go. Let's all go to Oga's. Take a screaming baby newborn into Oga's."
I've
That'd be
only
fun.
been in there with you, with all of us, like twice.
Twice, I think.
Once
yeah.
on our birthday, and
Yep.
then like one other time maybe.
on Tom's birthday. Didn't
Yeah.
we go for Tom's birthday?
Yeah, that's it. Like you and I have been there probably like 10,
Bunch
15
of
times,
together, yeah.
but like not all of us.
I just wish the prices weren't so expensive.
Yeah, like it's not just like Saturday night, let's all meet up and go to a bar.
Yeah.
You can do that at a normal bar and only spend like,
Do you know how hard it is for
$15.
me to buy alcohol out? Like it's almost impossible.
yeah, I bet.
Like I would just go home and drink better.
Yeah.
And it won't cost me anything else.
And that's why I've stopped getting the fuzzy tauntaun at Oga's because I can just make it at home.
Yeah.
But I usually get the Yub Nub because it's the biggest one, the best
Yep,
deal,
yep.
and it's the second best tasting one. It's my second favorite. But I had to get the fuzzy tauntaun because it's my favorite drink, and I had it on opening day, so I'm like, I got to stick with the tradition.
Yeah.
Had to.
Have you seen this is not Star Wars at all, really. So if
Don't
okay,
care. Move
think
on. No.
We're you do care. Trader
I do.
Sam's. Did you see the Trader
Already?
Sam's chip set? The chip and dip set with the new mug?
No.
Oh, I'll show. I have it over there. I'll
Oh,
show it to
dang.
you. I'll show it to you after we get
Jeez, I haven't been to Sam's. I think the last time we were all there together.
We
was the last
were
time.
gonna go the other night, but we were like the hurricane was about to hit, and
Yeah.
no, we were like after the
You're
hurricane
like, is this
done.
a
That's what it was.
Oa or is this a real hurricane? Like, what's happening?
We went to go pick up the chip and dip set with the new mug, and we I thought that was coming through my headphones. I was like, what the hell?
It's a laugh track we have. I have a button over here. You just didn't see it. I brought my own soundboard.
We didn't intend on going out. That's what it was. And so I was in like sweatpants and like a stained up shirt. I'm like, let's go back tomorrow or after the hurricane.
But you don't care about dressing up. You don't care. You don't
th-
got to be fancy
there's
for
a
Trader
fi-
Sam.
It's not even about fancy. It's just
Trader
about not
Sam's a
wearing
cannibal. He don't care.
Sweatpants and a stained up white T-shirt. Like
It
I
adds
have
flavor.
I have some I do have a line.
Some morals.
I do have a line.
And some standards. That's what I'm
some
looking for.
standards.
There
I
we
do
go.
have some standards.
You do
from
have
time to time.
morals. That wasn't, standards. That's
I do have standards.
Yeah.
I have standards. And I was like, let's just go. We have 3-day weekend this weekend. Like, let's just go at some point
What's
tonight.
it even look like? I don't.
Oh, don't look at it. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
I have it over there. I'll show it to you.
Oh, you bought it already.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
over there.
nice,
It's right
nice.
over there. It's in that little right behind the camera. I'm staring at it.
Okay.
I
I'll
think
take
it's
a
over
look
there.
at it.
I think it's over there.
I heard that. I hope it's not true, but I heard Disney was making a 20K series for Disney Plus, but I heard it got canceled. So
20K. What?
20,000 Leagues.
Oh.
And I was like bummed. I'm like, I wanted that though.
A series, like a live action series.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
That
the way
would've
they
been
should go
awesome.
with their theme park
SEA,
stuff.
do an SEA series.
That would be cool. I've always said that this was my big idea that I had. They should do a Dreamfinder children's
They
show.
did the comic book line, and it was kind of successful.
Yeah.
I need to get some of them. I still don't have any, but
I've got a few of them.
noise. So just take that idea, do a Disney Plus show.
Disney Plus show with like a Blue's Clues level for kids.
Yeah.
And then that's smart to me because then you're going to get kids that are coming up that will now want to go ride Figment, that will now know the
Yep.
Dreamfinder references, and those kids will have kids soon. And you can
Yep.
make it like get them early, get them addicted to Dreamfinder, then put them back in the ride.
Yeah, that's an easy way to make money.
Did you hear me, Bob Iger?
The way they make money now, though, is just
Cuck.
let's raise the prices. That's how we make money. Instead of cool ideas like that to make money.
It's not going to go well for them once Epic
Nope.
Universe opens.
Nope.
And they're gonna
Short-term
learn
solutions.
They're going to learn the hard way.
They gonna learn.
You're going to learn today.
Hey.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up.
I guess so.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next episode. Until then,
Oh,
stay
hold up,
safe.
hold up, hold up, hold up.
What? What we forget?
I gotta show you or tell you at least about Rise. I did Rise last night too.
Okay.
That was a mess. That thing is falling apart.
Really?
Yeah. So we got to first off, Kylo wasn't working on the bridge.
Shocking.
He was standing there like this. He was like,
Oh my God, for real?
and
So all that
didn't move.
fast pass lightning lane money is just
Goes nowhere. Shocking.
nowhere.
Well, it goes somewhere. Goes to Bob and Josh.
fills up his
So
yacht.
Kylo's sitting there broken, which I'm like, all right, that happens sometimes. It's fine, whatever. So then we get to the gun room, and we stop. And I'm like, oh, we might get evac. That's cool, I guess. But, like, it's cool for us. But for other people, not cool. But we didn't get evac, so we sit in the gun room for a while. And then we start moving. No sound effects at all.
What?
No sound effects. No music, no sounds. Even the window, nothing's moving out the window. Just
What? Just
stationary
static?
ship. Yeah, so we go through the gun room with nothing.
That's kind of
We
cool. though,
turned.
too.
It was cool for us, but like I felt bad for new people that had never rode it.
Yeah.
So then like
To be fair, you've had 4 years. You know, get it together.
through close, yeah. I'm not gonna get into that. So then we get to the finale before the escape pods with Kylo. And I'm assuming it was gonna be B mode because the thing didn't rise and Kylo wasn't standing there.
Jack, come on, bud.
But out the window, nothing was happening. There wasn't Kylo in the whisper or silencer. There were no ships moving.
Really?
Nothing. No sound effects. Nothing. So then even like Finn's message.
But see, like you still stopped as if you were supposed to watch something.
Yeah, our vehicles did this as if there was something to watch. And
I wish you would have filmed this.
nothing. I did film it.
Oh, you
it's
did?
on YouTube.
Yes!
It's on my YouTube.
Go check out Happily Ever After on YouTube.
So then the Finn's message didn't play either. You're like, attention, everyone, get off the ship. That didn't even play. Nothing played. So then the door opens and we go to the escape pods. We turn, our door opens. We go
Just
into
black?
the escape pod. The screen's there, but it's stationary. No sound effects. So even in my video, I'm like, we're just going to drop randomly, aren't we? And as soon as I get done with that sentence, we drop
That's
with no
hilarious.
warning or anything. And the screen's still not moving, and we're moving like normal. No sound effects. No Poe going, you guys like to cut it close. Nothing. Like, and then we back out like normal, go to back like normal, unload like nothing happened. And we're like, what?
That's so funny.
And this was at like 8:45. The park closes at 9.
What about Lieutenant Beck? Nothing? Did he move?
He was working, so
He's
we
like,
so it must be a separate system or something. So he's
That's
like, Lieutenant
funny.
Beck here, thanks to your heroism, the location of the secret base is secure. And then R5's like, what about me? And he's like, yes, R5, you too. So but then we like unload, and it's like 8:45. I get on the app out of curiosity. I'm like, oh, they called it down. Like,
Oh,
we're-
it's
yeah,
oh.
we're just gonna close it, even though the
Wow.
park's not closed. We're
So
just
if you'd
gonna-
have been one car behind where you were
I
at, you
might have missed
gotten,
it. Yeah,
You might have gotten evac.
or
In
evac.
fact.
I've been evac already once though. So
I did technically, but opening day, but that doesn't
Yeah,
really
that didn't really
count.
count.
We were like, we didn't even get on the.
we weren't on the ITS.
That
yet,
was so
but-
frustrating.
Yeah. Good day though. But so if you want
great
to see
day.
a wild Rise ride through,
I'm gonna watch it after
Go
this,
watch it.
100%.
it's a like 20-minute long video. So go to the end.
Heck yeah.
I'll give you. You can skip my video if you want. Skip all the way to the end to see Rise.
That's it, guys. Thank you
Yeah.
for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. May the force be with you.
Always into Buite.